Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Hey, Tasha and Valerie on the 1 and 2s.
Oh, yay.
We're in there.
We are. You made a big deal last week, so go ahead, friend.
About what? The intro?
Yes.
Hey, besties. Welcome to Let Me Call My Bestie podcast with yours truly, Tasha Tuck and
Valerie Crad.
We're here. We made it.
This is episode 3.
Woo-hoo.
We in that thing.
We in that thing.
We're
doing good.
Yes, we are. I'm super excited.
Yes.
So how was your week?
It was long. How was yours?
Care to elaborate?
I mean, it was long because I'm unorganized. I don't think I'm going to get into the flow of things until February or March. So for me, it's just literally get up. I think that everyone should know what they're supposed to do. So I'm just jumping in where I need to as a mother and a wife. So I'm not organized at all. But it was a long week because it was the second week for the girls in school. And then I had some invoices I had to track down for our business. And then, of course, work is work. So
For sure.
Yeah. How about
Doing
you?
all the things.
All the things.
I had an okay week.
Good.
It wasn't too bad.
Good.
Yeah. What made you want to call your bestie this week?
Everything that came up, I was like, ooh, but I didn't want to bother you because I know you're busy.
Girl, bye.
Oh, let's not be fun. Let's not act funny. So it wasn't until maybe last year that we even started missing each other's phone calls.
For sure.
Because at one point, every time the phone rang, I'm going to answer it. But luckily, we know it was never a thing.
Yeah,
Because we knew that, there was a reason as to why we're not answering the phone.
for sure.
But it used to be to where we were always answering each other's calls. We had the time to do that.
Yeah.
The capacity, but now we don't. That's okay.
I called my bestie last week. I called my bestie.
She's lying.
I called
Keep that in there. Keep long pause. Keep that in there.
I called my bestie this week. She didn't answer. You didn't answer all week this week.
I talked to you Monday.
No, you didn't. So then I text her.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's
So
start.
I text her.
Okay.
So let me give the people context really quickly.
Going to my text.
I grew some long, beautiful locks for almost 6 years. Beautiful, just down my back, right?
Yes.
I was over them. So I cut them. Pixie girl life. I love it here. Although I loved my locks long and I wanted them to grow out, I don't like my hair long. I want it short. I did what I do best because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, especially with a YouTube video. So I YouTube how to cut a pixie. And a girl had me feeling like
Megan Good back in
I can
2000.
do anything.
Hey.
So I went and cut my hair on my own with no previous stylist knowledge at all. And I text a picture to my best friend, my bestie, my lovely
Who is also bald-headed.
co-host.
So when I see another baldy, I'm automatically like, regardless, I know the transition, I know the stages, I'm going to love it for you.
This girl said, cute. I'm going to pop, if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see the picture. I'm going to pop the picture up of what this girl.
How do I... You sent me, usually when she sends me a picture of her nails or something, they're always, it's an amazing picture. So I don't know why you would send me a picture. It was cute.
I'm questioning this entire bestie-ship right now. Over a decade. Like, when she said cute, over a decade of this bestie-ship just flashed before my eyes because...
In 2024, the state of relationships is a little rocky, so I'm trying to make sure...
She lied to me.
I did, for the first time. But I didn't know what we were doing. You sent a picture of your hair, and I'm like...
Of a messed up cut, you should have been like, anything but cute.
Okay. My apologies. It won't happen again.
Girl. So anyways, that's what I wanted to call my bestie about this week. About me wanting to cut my hair.
And I wanted to call you about everything so you can keep me on the right track.
So speaking of which, so we're going to be adding this to our lineup every week because I think it's cute.
Yeah.
We want you guys to call us. What should we call it? You know how Malik used to say like housekeeping or like church announcements? Like what should be our, like when we want to give them like.
Well, they're long distance. So maybe pen pals. But what would it be? Let me write my bestie. Can that be like a entity of let me call my bestie? You don't like it? Okay, so I don't know. We're gonna do.
That's fine.
Ring,
I don't have to like
ring.
everything.
You don't.
So we want y'all to call us too. We'll leave our email in the show notes. I was about to say description box box on YouTube, but we'll leave our email in the show notes so you guys can,
Write us.
pen pal your bestie, write your besties, and we're going to answer the call and give like our advice or whatever.
Yeah. You better answer. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Once we figure it out.
Yeah, once we figure it out. So, what are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about the state of friendships and or relationships in general. There's a lot that can go into it. I think I love social media and I love the information age that we're in, but there's just so many different messages out there. I think we're kind of making it more complex than it needs to be. Honestly, that's my opinion.
Making friendships or relationships in general?
Let's stick with friendships.
Okay, for sure.
Bestie, with friendships in general, I think that either you're high or you're low. There's a very vague middle line that's comfortable that I don't think a lot of people are allowing themselves to be in.
Okay. I agree.
Okay.
One thing that you've always highlighted for me is that friendship should be one of the easiest relationships that you have. And I not saying that it won't require work, but I do think that it should be easy because why am I stressing behind my bestie?
Right. For us, it was easy. I don't know. I say the same thing about marriage, which is a different time. It was easy for us because we both were, I'm not going to say the same. We were on the same playing field, the same. We grew up kind of the same as far as just like what it is to be a good person, how we should treat our morals and values are intact. That's what it was.
Yes.
We didn't come from these
two totally different ends of the spectrum.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So who taught you about friendship? Like, did anyone like sit you down and say, this is what a good friend is? This is,
No. I was kind of thrown out there on my own. My family, depending on what side of the family, it was totally different. My dad's side is country, my mom's side, and they own it, hood. So I've got like the laid back country feel of stuff. So on my dad's side, it was like real country, and just everybody loves everybody and really forgiving. Whereas on my mom's side, everybody's an op. So little me being, spending time with both sides growing up, I was just like, cousins are going to be cousins. They pick on you, they tease you and things like that. So it wasn't until I started getting older. Like I just went with the flow.
Okay.
I've been a bully. I've been bullied. I've been the popular girl. I've been the new girl. I've been all of those. So I've kind of just internalized things. I think for you, having a sister, being able to voice your after school concerns and things, the bus rides home. For me, I had the bus rides by myself. So I had to compartmentalize everything. Like, what just happened today? Yeah. And then talking to my parents, they're like, girl, shut up. Yeah. It's not a big deal. My dad says, F those kids, who cares?
Yeah, my sister too. She was like, girl, F them. And at the end of the day, like, okay, whatever. I have my sister. Yeah. Yeah. But as far as like the whole teaching part, I think I just kind of picked up on how my mom moved and like her friend group situation. But as far as like somebody actually sitting me down and like, this is how you behave as a friend or whatever, like we didn't have that. No. Oh, but Dorinda definitely told me who my friend wasn't.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
She definitely pointed it out like, yeah, no, that's not your friend. Yeah. But and I think later on I would see it for myself, but in that moment I wouldn't see it. It was just almost like mother's instinct type of thing. Yeah. And it ended up being true. But do you as a girl mom, do you kind of identify things with your girls like, are you being a good friend, or that's not a good trait in being a friend, or conversation, unfortunately. Yeah. Well, your girls are in middle school, so it makes sense.
Oh, that middle school drama is serious. But they're totally different. So one is like really dramatic and hard on friendships, and everyone loves her, and the other one's just like, I really don't care. So I've kind of had to push one and then pull back on the other one. Yeah. But it's different. It's just so fickle. And it's just like everyone's treading this thin line. And I'm like, the thin line is really how you feel about that person, how you, love yourself first. and how I can tell if a person really cares about themselves just by the way they treat other people. So, it's different with girls right now. And it's harder, I think, again, given social media. At the same time, for instance, one of them came in and was like, the girls they're new to their school. The girls that were talking to me last week, they're not talking to me this week. And I was like, but you have your phone. So, like, they weren't sitting by her at lunch. So she sat by herself. And I'm like, so were you on your phone? She's like, yeah. I was like, that's okay. Where we would have to sit there with a book or something and doodle to make it look like we weren't the weird kids. And I'm like, you didn't text me. You could have, texted me or something.
Yeah.
And, so it's like, it's weird.
Yeah.
They were texting her one week. Now they're not texting her. So now she just doesn't know. And I'm like, well, communicate. Talk to them. Ask them what you did, what you could have done. Are they okay? Like, it's just this thing.
It's weird, though, in, like, middle school because you don't want to be that girl.
Right.
But I get it. With Riley, I just kind of help her I kind of walk her through it, right? Because I want her to be able to identify for herself. So when things happen and she comes to me with certain situations, I'm just like, well, do you think that's being a good friend? Like what this person did, or even if it's her, like I'm like, do you think that a good friend will respond in that way? And so I want her to tell me, and then we kind of like talk through it like that.
Yeah.
Because as much as I want to be like, F them, I can't because Riley's by herself. So, I mean, yes, stand up for yourself and don't let anybody walk over you. And it's okay to have your moments. Because Riley would dip off and shit. I'd be like, why you ain't talking to you? You ain't talk to your friends in like 2 days. She's like, I just don't want to talk to them. Like she's very much independent in that matter. And she knows how to separate herself when she doesn't, want to be bothered. But I also know that you don't want to be the lonely kid at school. And when you don't have a sister or a sibling or a cousin or whatever, you kind of do depend on your friends to be there. No? You didn't?
No. F them kids.
Tasha said F them kids, Riley.
Right. My dad would drop me off. And it was just, the result was the grades for him. So he would literally, all right. And he would say it full out. F them kids. And I never understood what it meant. And he was like, I do now. And so I'm hard. Mark is really nurturing with the girls. He's hard on our son, but he's just like, hugging and like wanting them to cry it out. And I'm just like, I'm not getting it. Not when you have a sister running around. So for them, again, I think the whole state for adults, I've definitely learned that, of course, it's definitely quality over quantity.
For sure.
Sure. I can call you at this point naked. I can call you on the toilet. I can call you when I'm happy with my husband, when I'm sad or mad at my husband, the kids aren't acting right. I feel so comfortable and secure in the relationship. But it took years to get here.
It definitely did. Yeah.
These girls.
But I'm definitely not getting off the phone with you when I have to use the bathroom. You're just gonna have to come with me.
And that's unfortunate. So I am taking applications for friends that don't use the restroom while their friends are on the phone. I'm just kidding. We're definitely there.
Are y'all even friends though?
Right.
Are you even really friends?
Not at all.
So how do you think that like social media has hindered friendship?
I think that we get a glimpse of people's highlighted reel. I appreciate people on social media that are actually reaching out, not just, hearting stories and things like that, but are just like, hey, I really like how, you and Mark are portraying yourselves. I really enjoy, whatever. So I take the time to try to nurture those and like really, it's hard. It's different for you, baby, because you are a celebrity on Instagram. You are famous.
Don't do it.
YouTube and Instagram for little old me,
Don't. Hey, did we say this like 2 episodes ago, girl? We're not doing that.
We are.
Don't say little me nothing. Big things, big popping, big Tasha, big things.
And I told you I love the influencer world and creative. Where I'm a creative as long as I can do stuff at the drop of a dime. I'm not organized, but anyway, if I could just I love the chaos of it. So it's hard for me to get on a schedule and actually create, but I'm trying to get into it. But I couldn't be where you are right now just because I don't have the time or, again, the capacity. Do you feel the pressure of having to respond to everyone's DM, or if they like yours or start following yours, you have to follow them back? Like, do you feel the pressure of that?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not going to follow who I don't want to follow.
Okay.
And it's not like saying that, like, that's just my truth.
Yeah.
I'm very intentional about my timeline and what I want to see on my feed. And as far as like responding, I genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. It doesn't seem like a burden to me. I feel like my people are very much, my Instagram fam is what I call them. Or even on YouTube, like I feel like I have like a silent boundary where I don't feel like people are just coming at me with crazy stuff.
Okay.
And so it's not I mean,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. I actually love connecting with them and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I appreciate the ones that I have met on Instagram. And it's just DMs back and forth. And honestly, it's like, are you ever coming to Texas? Like we've gotten to that part to where it's like you do kind of want to grow it a little bit. At the same time, though, I don't have the capacity to fly around and meet people or try to mark off my calendar for a weekend just to get to know somebody. But I appreciate it. But I do think that I've seen and have been able to follow. I don't know if it's a stunt or for branding or what, but a lot of people that used to follow people are not following people, and people that have come together on a whim are no longer communicating. Yeah. Or they're putting out statements now about this, and I'm like, what happened? Like, why is this hard? I don't get it, but it just seems off to where we keep getting fed these. One day it's, oh, I love my bestie. And then the next day you see 4 or 5 memes about, don't tell your friend anything or keep it. It's too much information for me.
Yeah.
We're making it harder than it has to be.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like you were mentioning about the highlight reel. On top of that, I feel like as far as like hindering, social media has made friendship costly. Let me tell you right now, friend. I ain't paying the $5.
I'm not paying the $2.
I might pay $1.
Shout out to Martin.
I might pay $1, but let me tell you something. So what it is that people are wanting you to fly here, fly there, fly everywhere for your birthday. We're doing bridal shower here, but then we're doing bachelorette party there. And then, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be crystal clear. Yeah. I do have a friend think that I would be in her wedding or that she would ask me. If she were to ask me, I need to know what I'm saying yes to. Like when I'm getting my bride proposal, I want to know what I'm signing up for.
Okay.
Because like what am I saying yes to? Because people want a lot. Yeah. Like now they want you to, on top of buying your dress, buying your shoes, getting your hair done, your makeup done. They want you at the bachelorette party. They want you at the bridal shower. They wanting you to split those funds. They wanting you, and then it's not just like, girl, we're going to Dallas. No, it's like, girl, we're going to Turks and Cakes. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to Turks and Cakes.
I'm not going to Vegas. It's a lot.
You didn't go to Vegas, but
you did.
It was for my birthday.
I'm sorry. Was it for your birthday?
It was my 29th birthday. But I wasn't messed up about it. That's the thing. Like, women are literally not being friends because they didn't fly to Vegas or whatever for my birthday. Or not even Vegas, because Vegas is like in the States, so okay, whatever. But you're expecting.
The expectations are high.
Yes.
That's crazy to me because when we got married, just going back, like even birthday parties and stuff, it was like we were good with just going to a club and maybe going to get a tattoo or going to eat after. Like it wasn't all of this. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know who put those expectations on people, but let me tell you.
Social media, I feel.
It definitely, you don't have to, you don't have to deal with that.
But I was invited to a 35th birthday party out of the celebration out of the States, which I really wanted to go because it wasn't just a girls trip thing. It was Shedrick and I can both go. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I get to celebrate you and vacation with my man. But it just turned out that like the dates didn't line up because Riley's having like her senior trip that day. And I say senior trip because obviously she's in elementary, but it's like they have like this whole overnight class trip. Okay. Where all of the 5th graders go and they get to have like their last hurrah before middle school. That's sweet. And it just so happened that the lines fell and like she was good. But I know that people would be like, well, get somebody else to do it. Yeah. And you need to come with me. Yeah. So. Yeah, no, not over here. Girl, like.
I've missed a lot of birthday parties and bridal showers.
Really?
And
I don't feel like you miss anything. I feel like you always go to your invites.
Other people. I do. I really do try. And that puts a lot of weight on me and our family. And we just kind of go through it. This year, I think we are going to say no if we can't do it. Luckily, we have support with the kids. Our kids can stay home if they needed to. But honestly, like I want to be more present. Like that's just part of my thing this year. That's why I did put school on hold, because I do want to be at home every day when the girls get home, so we can talk through these
For sure.
these small issues
so
that they're having
sweet.
and stuff like that. You know, but
Yeah.
no, I don't want that pressure.
Yeah.
There's been no pressure in our relationship, and that's been a blessing.
Yeah. Let me read you this. So I
Yeah.
found this online. And the girl says, 4 of my bridesmaids backed out a month before my destination wedding. Are we still friends now? Question mark. After 3 years of planning my wedding, which included a long engagement and dealing with the challenges of COVID, the time had finally come to head to Italy for my dream wedding. It turned out to be an incredibly beautiful yet challenging experience. Unfortunately, 4 bridesmaids backed out of the wedding with only a month to go. Admittedly, I may have overestimated how much my friends would be willing to spend on a destination wedding in Lake Como, especially since we had a bachelorette trip in Tulum a few months prior. However, it's essential to consider that my husband and I were covering many expenses, such as food on the wedding day, hotel accommodations for the entire week, and even the bridesmaids' dresses. We had been discussing the wedding for 3 years, so it came as a shock when, during the flight booking phase, they expressed their concerns about affording the trip due to the expenses from the previous bachelorette trip.
Right.
I was devastated, but their decision, I was devastated by their decision, as I would have preferred they skip the bachelorette trip and attend my wedding instead. Some of my other bridesmaids opt not to attend the bachelorette trip for financial reasons, showing that the cost was a challenge for some. Additionally, the pandemic's financial impact made planning a post-COVID wedding even more difficult, as people were trying to recover financially. Out of the 4 brides, 2 were genuinely apologetic about their inability to attend, expressing that they wished they could have found a way to make it work. However, the other 2 did not show any remorse and instead blamed me, which led us to no longer being on speaking terms. In the end, the people who truly wanted to be at our wedding were there, and their presence meant the world to me. Weddings have a way of revealing who your true friends are and showcasing everyone's true colors.
Horrible from the start. Because we've talked about finances. I know y'all are good. We're good.
Yeah.
But you can't allocate my dollars just because it appears to be, again, all my dollars are accounted for. So I hate that for her.
I hate that for her. But okay, so my thing is 3 years. I do feel like that's an ample amount of time.
Yeah.
To bring this up. However, something as traumatic to everybody, mentally, financially, whatever, like the pandemic.
Yeah.
Was there a conversation after that, like a follow-up conversation, like, hey, I know things are a little different now. Are y'all still good? And they were paying for a lot. Her and her husband were paying for a lot. The bridesmaids' dresses, the food on the wedding day, which y'all are covering everybody's food, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then what else did she say? Hotel accommodations for the week. But the airfare, they had to get there. So if they were there for a week, 5 to 7 days, because when I hear a week, 5 to 7 days.
Yeah,
So I'm having to pay for my breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Time off work.
Babysitter, if, whatever.
Yep.
If they have kids.
Outfits.
Luggage.
Maybe hair and makeup.
Because she said she covered the dresses. She didn't say hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So that's still a lot. And then I had to go to your bachelorette party in Tulum, and you didn't say that you covered anything for that. So
it doesn't matter. I don't know.
I don't agree with them backing out though. What did she say? A month?
I would have definitely backed out if I had to back out. But
yeah. But
prior.
But I think prior to a month though.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the expectations were very high.
Very high. Is that another episode? It's not even about. I have a few people that might be getting married soon, and love them dearly. I honestly just want to show up. I just want to show up, and I want to celebrate you and go home, because I don't want to get into it with your maid of honor. I don't want to get into it with your mom. I just want to, regardless, and hopefully you have an amazing, smooth wedding tour. It's not even like that, but I haven't been to one yet or heard of one yet that was just peachy keen. So I honestly just want to show up and drink and go home. we're requiring a lot. And again, you're wanting your pictures to be nice. You're wanting your Insta story to just keep rolling. Whereas for us, I think it's irresponsible to assume that people have the funds to cover your vision like that. I just don't think it's right to put that on a friend.
Yeah.
I would never.
But and again, and not saying that like, you know, I think it's social media. And I hate to blame social media for a lot of stuff. Like, you know me, I would defend social media to the end. But I do think that people are like, they want to show that they spent their bachelorette party in Tulum and now I'm getting married in Italy. And, you know, they just want to be able to showcase that.
Yeah.
Because I have yet to see somebody that I know personally or whatever to have such a to go on a trip and not post it.
Right.
And not saying you're going to post, but I do feel like it's kind of like you want to flex a little bit.
Yeah. And I have one person that you know, she did go to, was it Indonesia? Not a picture was posted. She sent her itinerary just because she ended up going by herself because her friends fell out and she still went.
I love that for her.
Not a picture and gonna do it again and again. Like, I love that for her, but she's not even on social media like that. But it's like,
she just wanted to go because she wanted to go.
Genuinely wanted to go. Hawaii. She's been to Hawaii recently too. No pictures, nothing. And she just has those experiences and those stories. And I feel like that is what it's really all about. We have so many times we don't record ourselves together.
Oh my gosh.
We're starting to get more like, you know, like the boomerangs and stuff like that. But it's not like, we genuinely like being with each other.
For sure.
I'm sorry to those girls that feel that pressure. I'm sorry if you're spending, I don't know. Well, we came from a simpler time. Well, no, we were still flexing on MySpace and Facebook.
But not like the girls are flexing now.
Not at all. Not at all. We still showed up with our hair and nails done, even for a dinner date and toast.
Oh, for sure.
But we didn't have to go get a new bag or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A new outfit for sure, though.
Yeah, for sure. Still will do that. But no, I wouldn't have had attended. I don't know. Even if I had the money, do I want to give it to you? I don't know, Valerie, and I love you. Right now, if you and Shed, when you do your renewal, yes, I wouldn't be offended if you didn't ask me, but I would definitely want to. You are family. You are my friend, my best friend. So
yeah, I wouldn't ask you, but yeah,
I want to do everything.
I said I would not ask you.
Oh, that's rude. You're not asking anybody, right? Or it's just me? Because you know I don't want to deal with it. I will be.
You literally just sat here.
I'm going to be late.
I just want to show up, and I don't.
You already give me a different time to be there, and tell me 3 months in advance what you need, and I will have it.
No, honestly, if we decide to do a vow renewal,
it's about us.
Yeah, it would be about us, but it would be probably Veronica and the twin-in-law. Like, that's it. Like, we're not even going to do this like this whole big shebang thing. But in the event, if it needs to be more, then of course.
Yeah.
But I don't, like, I'm just so much about, like, intimate, and I want people to enjoy the experience. And if it's not going to be how I want it to be, then it's not going to happen anyway, so.
Yeah, and I told Mark, the people that will be at ours are the only ones that we want to feed.
Like,
do I want to give you a plate? Do I want to pay $50?
$50 for you a plate.
Yeah, so it's probably gonna be just y'all in our immediate family. Like, it's not. No, I'm just kidding. But
no, I get it.
If you have it, that's fine.
No, but
I don't. Same thing with Christmas. We talked about this. I don't think we're not doing every person getting one gift, and you're gonna be happy with that, or here's the receipt, or give it back. We're not doing. I'm not doing all of this stuff to show that I love you. Because with our relationship, I've learned that you don't have to do that.
For sure.
So anybody else that's coming in, you're gonna get the best of me.
Yes.
the healing me, the transitional me, the one that's trying to figure life out still. I cannot go above and beyond.
Yeah. But I love what you said about, do I want to feed you? I think that's a great
thing for life, period, right?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Would I feed? Do I want to pay $50 a plate?
But that's even like with time and energy. When you get a text like, would I feed this person? Like, would I give her not even scraps, but the best of me, versus it being take away the yes or the no, and just ask yourself, is this something that I really want to to give into, because we've been saying, like, it takes so much to leave the house right now. I have to make sure so many things are in order. That's already like half of my energy, just getting out the house. So to show up and be fully present for you, it takes a lot. And only certain people are going to get that energy from me moving forward. And you are going to have to prove yourself the same way I'm going to have to prove myself to you.
For sure.
But it's going to take a special one to get to get me to leave the house.
Hello.
2024.
No, I feel it. That's good. That's good. So how has social media helped you? You kind of touched on it at the beginning, like as far as like friendships of how like. Well, let me let you answer. But how do you feel like we talked about how it hindered? But how do you feel like it has helped you in your friendships?
It's opened my eyes to see that I'm not the only one going through certain things. So that's given me more compassion. I'm not a compassionate person. I'm not a nurturing person.
I think you nurture, maybe compassionate.
Really, I nurture you. I don't think I nurture other people.
Oh,
I've had
thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I've had to even, because you pull it out of me. But even with my kids, I have to make sure I'm doing it more. I'm purposely doing that for my kids, because I don't handle death well. I move and shake differently there. I don't think I'm traumatized from anything. I gotta care. It takes a lot for me to have to care. So that maybe I do need to go to therapy about that. But anyway, it has helped me realize that, you know, if I do feel a certain way, like I will see a meme pop up, whether that's God or what have you, there's, okay, let me calm down. You know, my leak taught me that after her readings and her findings, that feelings are not facts, they'll fade if you allow them to. So I've had to learn to kind of take social media, what do we always say? Take what you need, leave what you don't. So I've had to figure that out. But with friendships and relationships, it's just, I love seeing pictures of people's families and stuff like that. But in reality, we don't know what's happening.
Yeah, for sure.
We don't know what's going on. So I just like what I like. I'm trying not to let it, I'm trying to be more present in my reality, in my social environment. I'm using social media more like a diary for myself versus it being a business or a brand. I want to just, when I die, I want to be able to leave something behind.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. But it's helped in a way to kind of make us more aware, I guess.
That is the one.
That's it.
So
I leave a lot on the table, though. Go ahead.
I don't think that's okay. So with social media, I think it has, like you said, it helped me be more aware. But I think it has helped me become a better friend, because sometimes, and I'm not saying like outside of like the trips and that outside of that part of it, like when I do see girls show up in a certain way, I'll be like, damn, I ain't never done that, you know? So, for instance, this girl was sharing how, if I'm getting it correctly, her mom passed. And, like, this was, like, 2 weeks later after the phone call started to, you know, fickle out or whatever. And her best friend called and was like, hey, girl. And she was like, yeah, I'm good. And, you know, they got off the phone. And she was like, 30 minutes later, her friend was at her doorstep. And she came and she was like, and she saw that I was living just, like, a complete show, like, so she came and like cleaned her kitchen, cooked her food, and I was like, and it just made me think that like if Tasha told me she was good, then like, okay, girl, you good?
Yeah.
Like, would I really take that next step and just be like, let me just go show up at this girl's house anyway, just to make sure?
And we laughed it up. I don't know. I would love for you to do.
Yeah.
We are capable of doing that. So maybe that's something we could start doing more, because we could throw the kids in a car. Your kids are they're always welcome. So we could start.
Yours too.
We could definitely start doing that. I think that would help us be, again, more present and give us even more security. I could, we could.
Yeah.
That's great. But
that was a traumatic situation.
But we've both lost people, and I've honestly, I don't know. Maybe I need to get better at because you have your mom, you have your sister. I'm real independent. You're independent as well. We're not dependent on each other or anyone, honestly.
For sure.
But my husband,
my man.
So we could get better at that. I don't think it's a requirement, though. I would not feel some type of way, especially even after this. I would not expect you to come to my house, you know, after a traumatic experience.
But if I did, just know.
Yeah.
That it's
intentional. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, same.
Add that to the list.
You moved. Well, you shared it. So Tasha just recently moved into a new, beautiful
Thank you.
house.
Thank you.
Okay, and so of course, as our besties,
Yeah.
you were like, y'all need to move over here. And so Shedrick and I checking out the neighborhood, and we came back.
Yeah.
Like what, 3 days later,
Yeah.
and we didn't stop by y'all house.
You did not.
Cars in the driveway, like.
Just sitting there.
The salesperson was out, like they were like, they had a sign on the door saying like we're showing the house, and like we didn't just pop up unannounced. But is that a thing? Like, do friends do that?
You should have definitely. Let me rewind that back, because you definitely should have.
Yeah,
Because we love Martin, and I think we love that so much because although we know
always
they were just opening the door.
Yeah.
And we said that even for this house, we want to have more family gatherings and Sunday dinners and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, please pop up. Even if it's just you just walk, hey, we're not gonna be here long, or whatever, or sit down and stay for a while.
Yeah,
I want it to be more of that for sure.
You see that on TV, but like
Just walking in, living single, like they were, even if they were, you saw them on dates and stuff like that, they were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, we're gonna pop in next time. Have you ever been in my neighborhood and
No.
not stopped by? But you don't come that way.
Oh, I have when I got my lashes and eyebrows done because, his cousin was.
But that was more so another city. It wasn't so close to
No,
me.
it was. It was 2 exits down. Remember? Is that still considered?
And
Fort Worth,
and
or-
you didn't.
No, I called you every time.
Was I at home?
You were.
Is that weird? Is that a weird dynamic that
No, because I know you're busy.
I'm popping up next time? We were in the neighborhood.
We are busy. I don't think. And then we probably saw each other the weekend before or something. So it'd be different if we never saw each other.
For sure.
Or we didn't FaceTime or something like that.
Yeah.
But no, me to just. And your house is always clean, so I know it's not gonna be a problem. But for me, you about to see it all.
Girl, please. That house ain't always clean. I just do what I need to do when I need to do it.
And you do it. You do it well.
How do you express your requirements of friendships? Do you not express it, or do you just, is the other person just supposed to know?
I peep stuff, and I'm always okay.
So for us, I feel like we just know. No, you have to express to me what you expect of me.
No, not at all. I already know. But how many years is that? You're gonna show up. I don't know. For me, I'm all over. You don't know what you're gonna get.
I've only had to
Is that
say.
hard?
I've only had to say about the timing thing. That's because I have daddy issues. Have I not talked to you about? I've talked to you about being on time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have for sure. I'm trying to get better.
You've
But
you've gotten a lot better.
Thank you. But now I'm like, I'm gonna give you a heads up. Before I would just show up 30, 45 minutes late. I'm here. Not knowing that was a concern, or I know it's considered rude, but I don't know. I took it for granted that you probably assume, oh, well, she's got, 3 or 4 kids and she's over there. She could be pregnant right now. She's sluggish.
This girl gonna bring those 3 kids up every time.
Every time. That is my reality. Like, I didn't know it was going to be this crazy, but it is definitely crazy, and I might cry later.
Yeah.
But it is something. So I think moving forward, I'll call you, after I get together with a person or something like that. I'm like, girl, ain't gonna make the cut, or girl, you wouldn't believe. And not even like gossiping, just more so like, I tried. I'm disappointed. It didn't work out, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I do have expectations, because why would I drag somebody around? And I know I could have someone like you that gets it. So, yeah, the expectations are high.
Do you express those expectations to new people?
No. Because I don't want to force you into something.
That part.
Yeah, I don't want to teach you. And honestly, that's why I'm okay if people are late. Like, where's your phone? I'm just now with my daughter, like, where's your phone? I'll just be on my phone waiting or something. I've had a few people later than me. I had one girl say, I thought it was a different day, like all of that. Then she got dressed, and I still waited for her at the restaurant. So there's been a lot of different things that have happened to where I'm just like, I give people grace. I'm extending grace because I've had to use that. You've extended me grace. I try to meet your expectations, but
you do.
Yeah, I have a lot of excuses that I'm trying to work through. What about you? Are you a friend? I could see you at a table with someone new. Like, so look, what we're not gonna do is and have your full list of stuff. It's a warning to anyone that's trying to get to know her.
Yeah, I want to do that. I do, but again, like, I don't want to force you. Like, even when I met Shedrick, like, he's like, well, what do you look for in a guy? And I'm like, dude, just show up. Like, just be you, and
I'll see.
And I'm going to see, because what you're not going to do is play me. And I give you my list of what I'm looking for, and you show up as this guy for 3 months, and then your real self comes out, and I'm like already head over heels for you, because you've been doing everything that I told you to do, or that I look for. So just be you.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to do that, but at the same time, just like you were mentioning, like with like grace, and I've learned that people have different dynamics. Like you mentioned earlier, I feel like our family dynamic was a lot of the same. Our moms say like a lot of the same things, and just kind of think and operate the same way. And so, but I've learned that everybody didn't experience that.
Right.
So then I have to say, well, is this person worth this teachable moment? And if I feel like they're worth it, I will bring my concern. But if I don't feel like it, then I'm going to fade to black.
Yeah, you do that really well of bringing things to the light. I
because I'm direct.
Because I don't have time for you to lie, or for me to have to, you know, or for you to manipulate the situation. You know, like you said you were gonna bring the drinks to the party, and then you arrived without the drinks. You were late. I don't feel like I'd have to remind you or go back through you're going to keep receipts. You're good at that.
For sure.
I delete everything. So I'd have to go back through and be like, hey, you said you were going to bring the drinks. You were going to be here at 5:30. We've been waiting for you. I can't go through all that. Like that is a lot for me. So instead
that's because of how you do. That's because I'm more direct.
Yeah.
So you don't want to feel like you have to like,
and not that I'm scared to do it.
Like teachy, like
I don't have the
like
energy.
You're talking to your kid.
Yes.
Like, why am I telling a grown adult?
Exactly. Yeah. So that's probably again a therapy moment for me, like healing from being disappointed from people by people, and me just not wanting to deal with it. Like, oh, another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
I should have known. I'm not. That kind of hardens me a little bit, because the next little thing, I'm like, ooh, for the next person.
Yeah. So me, I'm more like, so what happened? Because you said you was going to be here at 5:30. So you want to go back. And then if the person say, oh, no, I thought, then I'm going to pull up my text message, because I don't delete any. I have text messages from like
she keeps every
2017.
Message,
and I'm going to go back and I'm going to be like, oh, because right here.
That's weird.
When I hit you with that's weird,
or I'm
just know.
Do you say that to anybody?
Just you, friend.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, if I hit you with that's weird. Just know that 1 + 1 ain't equaling 2 in this situation.
Right. The math is not mathing.
But
I love that about you. That's great that you're able to do that and call people out. And some people they are still needing to learn and be taught certain ways. The same way we've learned to navigate this. Some people don't get that because they've been dealing or allowing themselves to deal with bad friendships and BS for years. And they're just like, oh, I can give this to anybody. No, not over here.
Nah, facts.
So that's good. That's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it. You have anything else for me?
No, I think that we have to just guard our heart. We talk about applications. I do think it's good. Like, you have your list. She'll probably bring it up when you meet her, or you're trying to get to know her about like, oh, this is how I operate. This is how I move and shake. But for me, I do think we've talked about it, like applications, like having it a mental application, not a paper application,
for
but
sure.
You could have a paper one. I think you should know what your standards are and what you're looking for in a friend. So if you meet someone and she has 5 kids and maybe in 3 different jobs and she's on social, she might be doing a lot. That might not be the season for you all to kind of meet up. But if you meet another girl who's married and kids, or a blended family, and she's working it and she's trying to navigate that, then of course you're the mentor, the friend that she can lean on and depend on. But like I said, for me right now, I don't have the capacity to teach anyone else. I've got to teach a 4-year-old too. We're finally potty trained. I've got to teach them to read books and stuff and get them prepared for kindergarten. So
yeah,
it's a lot for me right now. But if you have the bandwidth, I think you need to keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I'll tell you about the me's. You got.
If you would like to get our advice about anything, be sure to hit us up in the show notes. We will have the email address down there, and we can answer your requests. Let us know what you think about the state of friendships and how social media plays a part in it. Oh, follow us on social media. Did we supposed to say that?
Every time, yep.
All right, so leave us a rave review, and also follow us on social media at letmecallmybestie.
Yeah.
What's your handle?
Tucked in plain sight.
And Valerie Crad. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
No, we'll call y'all later. There you go.
We're going to get this.
We're going to get it. Bye.